So one of the things I just talked with Joe Post about it and T-Mac earlier in the week is for these younger players, they're not used to bye weeks. Like when they're playing field lacrosse in college, they're playing every single week. So as a guy that's been around for a while, does having bye weeks present challenges at times?
I think they have their pros and cons. I think, at the beginning of the season, you'd like to be playing probably every weekend just to kind of get in a bit of a rhythm, but it's just kind of the nature of what the schedule is looking like. That's a lot on the player because we're not always together. We only get to practice a couple times as a group, so that's, doing your work. So whether that's keeping your stick in your hands, finding time to watch some film, obviously working out. But, yeah, every team goes through it. But, throughout the course of the season, those bye weeks are kind of meaningful for guys to rest up and, obviously guys going through injuries. But it just is what it is. But for the younger guys, I think, us veterans can do a good job of kind of leading them and showing them what to do.
I'd like to ask you, I guess, from a personal side then, having been around the game for so long, people often say you can't replicate game situations unless you are in a game. So when you have that 2-week layoff, what would someone like yourself do to just be able to make sure that you're still game ready?
As I've gotten older, I think visualization has been a big key for myself. Just getting some mental reps every day, just kind of picturing, situations that I see a lot on defense, just kind of outlets on the floor. I think that it just goes a long way, right? It's just like, studying for a test. You're not just going to cram in the night before. You're just going to try and do it every single day so that you're ready. So for me, it's a lot of mental reps, watching film, obviously, and keeping the stick in my hand.
You guys are going up against a Vancouver team tonight that kind of had a statement win against Georgia. I mean, they shut down a pretty good team over there. So at this point, you've had a chance to look at some video. What are things that jump out to you?
They're a great squad. They're going to be well prepared. Certainly with new coach Kurt Malowski, he's one of the best in the league. They'll be disciplined on all facets of the game, offensively, defensively. Their transition and their goaltending. I know they added a lot of pieces, some great players on the back end, and their offense just seems to be running smoothly. Like you watch the tape against Georgia, and they were clicking. So we have a nice challenge ahead of us tonight.
You mentioned Kurt Malowski as a head coach. One of his teammates when he played was Mike Hazen, who's sitting at 99 career wins as a coach. He's approaching a milestone that not many have reached in this league. You've played now for him for a couple of seasons. What does he mean to the identity of the Rochester Knighthawks?
Well, you can see how much this city means to him. Him being a player and now a coach, he absolutely lives it, and we feel that as players. You can see how much this means to him, and he also ultimately you can still tell he's a player. So for him to be kind of sitting there at 99 wins is just a testament to how well he prepares, how much the game means to him. Obviously, success follows him, so he's doing something right here. So, yeah, in my 2 years and short with him, it's been awesome. I love kind of how detailed he is, and we're hoping to get that big one for him in here tonight.
First 2 games this season, you guys had to fight back and come back and win those games. What does it say about this group of guys where you guys can be down and not panic? You've got that confidence in yourself to know that, weather the storm, so to speak, and you can get the job done, because those are 2 impressive victories that you guys have under your belt already.
Yeah, they're certainly not how you draw them up, but I think that's just the nature of, lacrosse and sports in general. Our game is 60 minutes long. They don't give out wins at 30 minutes or after 3 quarters, and we know that. So that's the hardest thing, is we can't tie our emotion to the score. We just got to be disciplined and prepare for the next play, and that's the hardest thing, and that comes with mental toughness, and I think that just comes from experience and some maturity on our end and just kind of passing that along. But we have some good voices within our locker room, but there's certainly no panic, and we're going to have games that we're up, we're going to have games that we're down, there's going to be games that we're tight, and the first 2 games seemed that the first game we were down, and then the second game it kind of was like a seesaw battle, but that's just the nature of it, and we got to be ready, and it's mental toughness at the end of the day.
Usually when you go into a season and a coach gives the cliche of, we've got 2 really good goalies and we can trust them anytime, it usually doesn't come out to be that way. But in the first 2 games, Hutch stepped in and has had 2 outstanding performances. What have you seen from Hutch so far this season? He was really the backbone of those 2 wins.
Just a steady presence. I think that's just kind of, his demeanor, off the floor as well. He's just kind of, he's calm, cool, collected, and certainly we feel very comfortable in front of him, as well as Ryan Hartley. So we have that, we're lucky to have two solid goaltenders, and whether it's Hutchie or Ralphie, we're ready to step in front of them. But both two different types of kind of goalies, personalities, but it's a good makeup for our back end.
And certainly with the changes in the offseason, certainly a lot gets made about the offense, but can you talk a little bit about Ethan O'Connor, what he's brought to the defense so far?
I think he's kind of been this sneaky kind of off-season acquisition for us that's really kind of benefited for us. He's been in 4 NL titles. He's won 2. He's been in the last 3. He just has experience, a wealth of knowledge. He's a student of the game. And I just think that a guy who's been there, it's easy for, like, he can recognize in situations like, hey, we need to be doing this, or he sees things that he can relay to us. So it's a calming factor for us, but he's a student of the game, especially on man down. He's awesome. So we're very fortunate to have him in the green.